Okay, in this problem, we want to find the curl of the vector field x squared times y, comma, y times z squared, comma, z times x squared. And this is two formulas that we can use to get the curl. This way involves a lot of memorization, but this is more intuitive. So we'll use this method. So let's get started. We can say curl f will equal, we have I, J, K. This will always be the first line if we use this method. And the next line will always be a partial derivative in terms of x, then partial derivative in terms of y, then a partial derivative in terms of z. These two will always be the same. And now we write what we have. So PQR. This term is P, this is Q, and this is R. So we would have x squared y, then we would have yz squared, then we would have z x squared. And now what we're doing is essentially very close to a 3x3 determinant. So we can say I, and then we go diagonal, and we go to the right. So, and we draw a box. So we get these four elements. So we have partial derivative in terms of y, and then we have yz squared, then we have a partial derivative in terms of z, then we have a zx squared. We go positive I, negative j, and then positive k. And with j, if you go diagonally to the right, we don't have four elements by doing this. So we go left, these two, and then right, these two. So left, these two, and then right, these two. So partial derivative in terms of x, then we have x squared y, and then we have a partial derivative in terms of z, and then we have a zx squared, and then we do k, so positive k. If we go right, we have no terms, no elements. So we go diagonally to the left, and we draw a box around these four. So it's going to be a partial derivative in terms of x, of x squared y, partial derivative in terms of y, and yz squared. And now what we're doing is essentially like a 2x2 determinant style. So let me just mark it. So it's going to be this term times this minus this term times this. So let me mark everything. So these two, and then these two, and these two. So let's do it. So we have, I is still in the front. The partial derivative of y for 2x squared. So 2x squared, the partial derivative in terms of y, would simply be 0. Since we don't have a y anywhere in here, minus the partial derivative in terms of z for yz squared. So that's going to be minus 2yz. So I'm going to do minus j. So the partial derivative in terms of x for zx squared would be 2xz minus the partial derivative in terms of z for x squared y, no z, so minus 0, plus k. So we have the partial derivative in terms of x for yz squared, no x, so 0, minus partial derivative in terms of y for x squared y, so the derivative of y would simply be 1, so minus x squared. And so now we can say our final answer would be minus 2yz, comma, minus times 2xz, so minus 2xz, comma, minus x squared. And this would be our curl for f. And that's all we need to do.